Let's see the ngrx redux pattern. Suppose you have landed onto a products page. Component dispatches an action. This is what the action that product page opened, and that action, when you dispatch it, right, it is listened by both effect and the reducer. It's a simple action, no payload. If you see, only we have type. There is no payload that we have the product details and all, nothing. So product page opened is listened by both reducer and the effect. So this is the action, you remember this? Now reducer takes that initial action and the initial state. What is the initial state that we will be fetching from the store? The initial state is type is idle. From those, it will generate the new state, that is it is about to load. Okay, so type is loading, there is no products, right? So reducer takes the initial state and an action to give me a final state, that is the status is loading with no products. Now we use the selector to fetch the new state. What is the new state? That is, it is still loading. You have just landed onto that page. Now let's see how to do a backend call. We have one service, a backend API. Now service will return an observable that emits product data after 500 milliseconds. That is an asynchronous operation. So effect will wait for that operation to get completed. Simple. Once we fetch the result, okay, so data arrives from that HTTP call. Effect receives the products array and dispatches a new action. So once we got the data right back, a new action will be dispatched to the reducer. Okay. So products fetched success with products payload. So we have the products payload now and a new action that is triggered with this type products fetched and the products details what we got from the backend API. Okay. Now reducer will check the current status, that is loading, okay, and take this action, and it will give me altogether brand new state. Right? So reducer handles this action by getting the current state with status loading and node products, returns a new state, fetched product status as loaded. So if you see, status has been loaded now, so we have got the products, that is some ID and the name is TV. Okay. Now the same thing, we have to use the selector to fetch the results. So selector to select the products and show the data and stop the loading spinner. Now if the backend API, when we are doing the backend API call, if it fails, then we might not be getting the result, right? So it might fail. So in that case, you will dispatch it altogether a different action. So if you see here, the type failed, we don't have any products. Again, reducer will take this action, the current state, it will produce a different result, a different state, right? Type as error, some message error is there. Then when we use the selector, we will be getting a error message that will be displayed in the UI. Okay. So every state change is traceable. You dispatch an action, you log every action, you can replay action to debug, time travel through state changes. So reducer is pure. Pure means whenever, if you give the same input, you always get the same output. So this is what the ngrx redux pattern.